Hey, Jay here with our latest project. We've got a really cool UTV. This is an XP 1000, which are one of the best UTVs out there. Everybody wants them. We got one here that my buddy Brian built. Helped him with this thing and it came out amazing. We got about every cool product you can put at this thing and a lot of custom stuff we've done ourselves. So we're going to give you an inside look at this ATV UTV action project right now. Okay, so one of the coolest things about an XP 1000 is that it's very fast stock. And they're really strong, got good suspension. My buddy Brian was on a Rhino that he had modified before this. He wanted to step it up, so he got this thing. And of course, as soon as he got it, he even wanted to make it better. So for the motor, there are Rzrs that are faster. We can tell you that right now. There's big bores out there. There's all kinds of big money you can spend. We kept the motor mods very simple on this project. We wanted a good running UTV that was going to be still reliable. We didn't have to worry about it long term. So for this one, what we've done, we got our Power Commander fuel mapping tool, which is really cool, and it has an auto tune system in it. It actually goes into the header. We got our exhaust system from SLP, which is a really nice slip-on system with a good sound, not obnoxious. The SLP muffler is a type of system that doesn't need to be repacked like your typical dirt bike and ATV systems. It's more like a Flowmaster, doesn't have to be rebuilt. So for the long term, very cool deal. Internally in the engine, the cams are a very big part of this project. Hot Cams made their first set of cams for this thing, and we got them in here to give it a lot more power throughout, but especially mid and top end power is what we really have felt with this thing. With these XP 1000s, one of the weak points is the cam chain tensioner system. It's a really kind of silly setup stock. They lose fluid in their hydraulic fluid. Even under oil changes, sometimes they'll actually lose their tension and it causes the motor to skip timing. So you're going to be really careful of that. Boondockers makes a really cool cam chain tensioner. It's an adjuster. It makes it a lot more like the dirt bikes and ATVs that we've been used to working on for years. Uni helped us with the air filter. That's all well covered up. We got that in there to help for good breathing, keeping the motor protected. So stock, the Rzr has a pretty good ride. It can take big hits. It can take really big hits and landings, but over the small choppy stuff, it can be really a rough ride. Rzr goes through the suspension completely. Instead of having to go buy real expensive full suspension, we revalved and reset up these stock units with Rzrs, and now it's a lot more plush and easier ride over that choppy stuff and can still take the big hits. Just in case we got any tough predicaments, we wanted to put a winch on this thing. Tusk has a really nice setup here. We've got their winch set up and it comes right, it's tucked in nicely right behind the radiator here. Brian's done a little bit of customizing here, got some really cool pieces added into his winch. We have our Tusk handholds and windscreen that has to be modified a bit to fit with the Pro Armor roll cage, which is a very slick piece with their roof installed. For this unit, since it's mainly a trail unit and the main use is going to be out in the desert or on the trail, we want to make sure we are well lit up at night, and nothing's cooler than being able to see at night. Vision X has this 35-inch light bar, just provides immense lighting with these 4.5-inch light cannons, which add for even more power. Of course, we still have the stock lights hooked in as well, which shoot down a lot lower, of course. SSV Works makes some really cool products. We have these billet mirrors, so we can see. Our regular one, when the spare tire is installed, we can't see out of that looking backwards, so these side ones provide some good help there. SSV Works also makes these cool custom speakers which mount very easily, and they also have a really cool 10-inch sub located where the glove box used to be. SSV Works also has a 450-watt amp that we've located right under the hood. Since Brian likes to be seen a lot, he's got these LED whips. So these things at night, there's no missing them. With that 35-inch light bar, there's no way you're missing him coming. These are made by Sick Stick, and they are pretty sick. One of the coolest things that Pro Armor makes is these custom doors, really sandal pieces that fill the entire area there compared to the stock ones. STI makes some really cool products, and they dominate the UTV tires here with these Roctane XD 30-inch tires, and we got some really cool looking wheels to go along with them. Performance is great for all types of terrain here in Southern California and throughout the country. Yep. Hey, so a full day of testing on this thing out with UTV action. We got Joe out here, and we had Brian, myself, Joe, everybody tried to hammer this thing, tried to sink it in the river And we tried to see if Brian could roll this thing for photos. We couldn't get him to do it, so he's really worried about that. But we had a good time, got it all shot. I think Joe enjoyed it. We had a great time, and it's a fun build. So if you got an extra 20 grand to go buy a Rzr, and then another 20 grand to modify it, that's all you got to do. So of course this is as a bit of a joke. So this is meant for those guys that, you know, you can do parts of this build on your Rzr, or you can do it all at once and you know, just get a big old second on the house, no big deal. So that's all there is to it. Have fun.
Hi, I just got done riding this modified Rzr, and normally I wouldn't think 1000 needs more motor, but modified it's even better, and the suspension is just great, really compliant even at low speeds, and there's plenty of bottoming resistance for high speeds. It was a lot of fun, really cool.